Okay, so this lab is all about the muscles. For this first part, we'll go through the muscles of facial expression and mastication. We might get into some of the neck and upper back muscles. Okay, so to get to your view, you go to Human Anatomy Atlas. This screen should pop up. Oh, come on. You go to muscular system views, and then we'll just go over and do the full muscular system view. You can just double click on one of the facial muscles, it'll zoom you in. And I don't like to see all the nerves, all those little yellow lines. So click on systems and then you click on the brain, it'll take the nervous system away. It'll take away his eyes, which kind of makes it creepy, but it's all good. Okay, so the first two boxes on your word bank, and I'm just working through the word bank again, are just going over some terms that you'll need to know for the lab and the practical. We've already talked about skeletal muscle cells before. They're very, very large cells. Since they are so large, they need multiple multiple nuclei in order to make sure that the muscle cell functions are nice and coordinated. They have myofibrils in them. You've probably heard of actin and myosin before. If you haven't, that's what causes the skeletal muscle cells to have that striated appearance that we saw in the tissues lab. And it's under voluntary control. Okay, you can consciously control the movement of your muscles, of your skeletal muscles. Then when you talk about movement of muscles, you have an agonist. This is the prime mover. This is what does the main movement. You have an antagonist. This is the muscle that counteracts the prime mover, so it acts against the agonist. You have a synergist. This helps to give some more power and strength to the agonist. And then you have a fixator. This stabilizes the muscle origin, stabilizes the bone so that you don't have any unnecessary or unwanted movements. Okay, and then you have your fascicles. Your fascicles are just bundles of skeletal muscle fibers that are surrounded by that perimysium. Hopefully you've gotten to that point in the lecture. But those, all that connective tissue wrappings of all the fascicles in a muscle converge together to form a tendon or an aponeurosis. An aponeurosis is just kind of like a flat tendon, like here on the back of the skull. Okay, this is an aponeurosis. So these fascicles can be arranged in different patterns. You can have a circular arrangement, okay, like right here, around your eye. We'll talk about this muscle, around your mouth, the orbicularis oris, orbicularis oculi. Okay, you can have convergent fascicles. You have a broad origin. Okay, broad origin here on the sternum, and then the fascicles all kind of converge together. Parallel, this is where the fascicles run parallel to the long axis. So, okay, your sartorius is a good example, so is your gracilis right here. Then you have your pennant. You have short fascicles, kind of looks like a feather. So here you have your rectus femoris. Let me not click on it so you can see. All the fascicles are really short and they attach to this central tendon. It runs right in the middle. And then you have a fusiform, like your bicep brachii. Woo. Okay, so the muscle is spindle shaped, so the ends taper, the middle is nice and fat. Okay, so now we will get into maybe the muscles of facial expression. So here's our little eyeless guy. So here, visible body has this all together as the occipitofrontalis. We will actually split it up for the practical into the frontalis. So this raises your eyebrows. So the frontalis is right here, right on top of your frontal bone. So it's handy the way that muscles are named. Okay, a lot of them are named for the bones that they overlie. A lot of them are also named for how many origins they have. So like the triceps muscles have 3 origins. Okay, so there's the frontalis, and then on the back right here, this is your occipitalis, okay, right over your occipital bone. We will rotate right around. Okay, the orbicularis oculi. This is your winking muscle. Okay, it's a circular arrangement and it goes around your eye. The corrugator supercilii, that one's kind of fun to say. We actually will have to hide this. Hide the occipitofrontalis. Okay, so here, if you want to hide the depressor, you don't need to know that one. This muscle furrows your brows, gives you those nice 11s. Those of you that don't have those wrinkles yet, thank the wrinkle gods because you will get them, especially if you're like me and you furrow your brows a lot. This is what causes those lines in between your eyebrows. Okay, and the levator labii superioris, this raises your upper lip. So these next few muscles just kind of work kind of in a line down the side of your face. So your levator labii superioris is here, and then that kind of furrows your upper lip. If you can curl, like, I don't know why I'm doing it, like I think that you can see me. If you can curl your lip, hey, that's this muscle right here. Some people actually can't do that. Then your zygomaticus major and minor. Okay, if you ever see a major and minor when we are talking about our muscles, the minor is always on top. So here's a zygomaticus minor. And then you have the zygomaticus major. These help you to smile. So these are some of your smiling muscles. Okay, and then here you have your risorius muscle. This kind of tenses your mouth, tenses your lips. Okay, and then your buccinator is deep bred in here. This helps to hold food between your teeth and your cheek while you're chewing so that the food doesn't like squish out. It also compresses your cheek while you're whistling. So if you do like the whistling motion with your lips, you can kind of feel that muscle tense. Okay, and then the depressor labii inferioris. Okay, this does a partial pout. Okay, so right here. And then you have your mentalis. This does the full pout. It also wrinkles the skin on your chin. So if you make your chin tense up, you're using your mentalis muscle. Okay, so the next page here, muscles of mastication. You have your masseter. So this is one of your big cheek muscles. Okay, this is the prime mover of jaw closure. It closes your jaw and elevates your mandible. And then you have your temporalis muscle. We're going to hide the fascia. Okay, so this is a fairly large muscle. This elevates and retracts your mandible. And then we've already talked about your buccinator muscle. And here, it holds your cheek to your teeth, okay, and holds your food in place in between your teeth so that it doesn't, so that you can chew your food properly. Okay, and then some more muscles. These are some neck muscles. You have your platysma muscle. Okay, right here. If you kind of tighten your neck up, or if you like tense up like you're really angry and clench your jaw, you can kind of feel that muscle right there. It can help pull your mouth down and make your the skin of your neck tense. Okay, and the next muscle, the sternocleidomastoid muscle. This muscle is named for all of the bones that it inserts on or crosses. And so sterno, okay, you have your sternum, okay, so it has an origin right here at your sternum, and then at your clavicle, so sternocleido, and then your mastoid process, okay, back here of your temporal bone, wow. So your sternocleidomastoid muscle. Okay, so a lot of muscles are named for all of the bones that they attach to. This one, rotate your head to the opposite shoulder. And remember, we have this handy thing on Visible Body where if you have a muscle selected, you can go to Details. Okay, it'll show you that muscle, it'll show you the origins, okay, the sternum and the clavicle, sternocleido, and then the insertions, so on the mastoid process of the temporal bone. Okay, so it's kind of neat. It will also show you the movements of those muscles, so you can click play, maybe, and it will show you some of the things that this muscle does. Okay. Exit. And then the last one is the genioglossus muscle. This muscle helps you stick your tongue out, and this muscle is a very deep muscle. We're going to have to hide a lot of muscles in here. We need to learn this muscle because you have, when we get to the nervous system, okay, so there it is. Let's I don't really think that we can, I mean, it's kind of hard to see that muscle. I was going to try to do a isolate mode, but if we isolate it, it'll just, yeah. So there it is. That's what it looks like. Sorry, we'll go back. So this muscle is controlled by a cranial nerve. When we get to the nervous system and learn all the cranial nerves, I'll say, remember that weird muscle that helps you stick your tongue out that I made you learn? We had to learn it because this cranial nerve controls this muscle. So hopefully you'll remember that when we get to the cranial nerves. Okay, that's it for the head and the neck. I will stop this and then we'll do another little video. We'll start on the abdomen and the thorax.